Hi y'all, it's Ed again with another hopefully entertaining, informative, whatever video. Today we're looking at the initial balance. Which initial balance works the best? And this is not an exhaustive, let's go back over 30 days and test this out. And I will do that later. But a lot of people use the 15-minute initial balance. Some people use the 60-minute initial balance. So I use a 15-minute today, and I wanted to show you what my results were. The 15-minute, along with value areas, which are the dotted, see the dotted yellow lines here? That's value. And this one, in particular, this is value area high. And in this particular one here is value area low, which if you look back through Globex, it pushed down and pretty much was not able to push down past this level in Globex. So what happens when you can't push down, can't push past a level? It reverses and goes one way or the other, right? So what happened? You can see over here about 320 came up and reversed. It hit, that was the settlement price, bounced off settlement price, came down right here, which is initial balance, the 15-minute initial balance from RTH from Monday. Tuesday morning bounced off and then came back up in here. Now what happened, and I drew this out a little bit just so you could see, and people are going, well, how can you determine, which way the market's going to go, at an open? Well, in this particular case, it's pretty obvious if you look at it. Okay, it tried to make a new value area here, right? Tried to make a new value area high, pushed up just a little bit, and then there's the RTH open candle. Well, it didn't have anywhere to go except down. Once you start pushing, as again, right over here, once you start pushing to value area low and start bouncing off of it, and the buyers step in, and the buyers smell there's a little blood in the water from the shorts and go, well, hey, let's squeeze them a little bit. Here we go. Buying up into here, pushing, but it didn't push value area high like it did here. See what it did from here to here? Value area low just collapsed, right? Okay, so value area high, push, couldn't make it. It's as simple as that, guys. It's not hard at all. So, and most of the time it works. I'm not saying every time it's going to work this way, but most of the time it does work. Every now and then you get fooled, but that's life. I mean, that's trading. So what happened here between 63.46, 63.50, it could not push up to that 63.50. It might have touched it here, but could not even push up there. At open, boom, what happened? It collapsed. Okay, so your first 15 minutes, those three candles right here, that's 5, 10, 15 minutes right there. That's your initial balance for your 15-minute range. Okay, so if you shorted on the break of that, if you look at this candle here, this candle, it was basically, here's the tail, here's the head, right? The pushback was to that, there it is, there's the 15-minute, I call it a short entry / reject, okay? You could short it there, you could short it the close of that candle, and there's your risk right there. Or you could wait until it comes back into this range and short it there. There's your first target, and that would be, if you got in at, say, 63.38, okay? 63.38 or 39. Your first target's off at 63.29, and your next one is off at 63.20. There's your first and second extensions, okay? Well, that's what, a $1,500 move. That's $500 down plus another $500 down there. If you held it from here, 500 and then 1,000 on that one, it's $1,500 move right there. Okay, see the wicks? You're at value area low, you got the wicks here. Boom, what does it do? Reverse. Goes right back up to value area high right there. Boom. So you got a nice move down, then a nice move up, and let's see, that was at 1:25 New York time. You're done for the day. And it's very, very easy. If you wanted to buy, if you wanted to get out of your position and reverse here, as you saw that second tail come down and violate your value area low, okay? You buy two. First off at, you can take your first off at 1, take your first off there, or take it at value area high. If you wanted to go 50% of the way, okay, that's easy. 50% of the way here, from here to, say, value area high, right there. There's your 50% line. That RTA, see the midline right here? That's the white line. Let me get out of that. The white line, mid, you take one contract off of there. Very little risk. You get in. You had a retest of value area low, which is where your entry is. My favorite entry is retest of value area high and value area low. Okay? Here was a retest right up here. Okay? Where it came back and then retested, and then sold off. Okay? I love those kind of trades because to me they seem to be the very, very high probability. Value area high, value area low, retest. Okay, retest value area high, retest value area low. Here we go, boom. So, and then price tends to rotate from value area low to value area high. And it's exactly what happened here. You had a V shape, fast money down, slow money up. Okay, but eventually you got there, at almost 1:30 in the afternoon. I mean, that was, if you had two contracts bought the upside, what's that, $2,000, $2,500 day, something like that. So that's pretty good money, Hey, I'll take $3,000, $3,000 for two contracts, or even $1,500 for one contract. If you just had one and you're shooting for RTH2 here on the break of that guy at 63, say 63.39. Okay, you get in 63.39, 63.20. Okay, that's almost $1,000 move, and then $1,000 move to the upside. That's $2,000 on one contract. If you held up here, it's like $2,000 up. So it's $3,000 on one contract. Pretty good money. Okay, pretty good for the day. Anyway, that was my recap and just kind of showing you guys, the 15-minute RTH, the extensions, the 1 and 2. I expect it to come up here at the end of the day. There's your first X1 extension, and then there's an X2 extension right here. The 60-minute, it did not come down and hit that 60-minute. You can see the 60-minute extension was way down here. So it did not, but I'm expecting it to have an asymmetrical move to the upside. So I bought two here at the long entry at the reject here. As it came back, retested it, and I'll show you where that, as it came back, retested it right here in Globex, okay? So we're in Globex right there. It came back at just after 9 o'clock and hit the, and you'll see that a lot. If you go back through these charts, you will see that retest those, that the top or the bottom of those of that 15-minute range. It's amazing how quick that works. Occasionally you'll get stuff like, for example, you hit value area high. Occasionally you come back to this area here, which was the mid. There's your 60-minute mid, either 15 or the 60-minute mid. You'll see that. Now the 15-minute mid worked out really well right there, or just let it go through it. It came back, do the retest of that long entry reject. You grab along there and you just go up. So there's your target right there. You can take one off if you want. You can take one off at value area high. Okay. Take one off at value area high, and then you could take one off at the RTH, the 15-minute extension, and walk away with some cash for the evening. Anyway, hope this was helpful. See you guys.